Okay, so I'm going to set up a red barn brooder for some chicks that are going to go from the incubator into this brooder. Now, you don't have to have a red barn rent-a-coop brooder. You can use a plastic container instead, but I kind of moved up from that to this because I moved my chicks from inside the house to outside the house. So what I did was each one comes with, if you get the entire kit, it's a little more expensive, but it comes with these pads. So I put down a pad. If you don't have this, if you go with the one without a kit, you can just use puppy pads. So I put down a pad, and this will prevent the chicks from slipping on the slick surface. So you want to prevent splay leg, and that's why I put this down, to give them a little bit of traction and texture. And then I'm going to lower this to make it down to a height that is appropriate for chicks. So I'll do that, and as you can see, this is used quite often because I am a hatchaholic. So I'm going to go ahead and lower this and get this set up. Okay, so now that I have it set up for the height that I want it based on my chicks, I don't want it too high. I also don't want it too low because I don't want them to burn their heads on the top. I don't want it too high, obviously, because I want them to feel the heat. So you can also adjust it so that it's higher in the back for bigger chicks and smaller in the front if you want to adjust because you have different sizes. This heater is actually what I prefer because you can adjust it to me a little easier. They have the other ones that have the pegs on the corners. I really don't care for those because I find that the pegs end up coming out of place and falling apart. When you move them, they fall off. It's just a pain in the butt. So then what I do is I put very little shavings down for my new chicks. And the reason why I do this is because I found that when I didn't do it, whenever they pooped or there was a little bit of wetness, it would always get stuck to the bottom of their feet and clump on their nails. So when I put in the shavings just a little bit, it to me protected their feet from that happening. Not 100%, but much more than when I didn't have the shavings. Now I don't put that much down because I don't want them to get buried in them, but I do put it down, little sparsely. And then also little chicks, even though they're small, they still like to dig a little bit and move things around. So I think it helps with boredom when they start wanting to, dig or burrow a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this down and I'll show you when I'm done, how much I put down. Okay, as you can see, I didn't put too much down. You can kind of still see the surface floor a little bit. So I just put enough down so that it can protect their feet from stepping in their poop all the time, as well as give them a little bit if they want to, dig and move it around, they can, but not too much where they can bury themselves in it. And as the chicks get older, maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I will not put this nesting pad down because then when they, dig, they actually can rip it apart and it just becomes a mess. So that's when I put way more shavings and no pad down. But for now, I'll do that because they just can't tear it at this age. Okay, what I have here is the brooder before I add the chicks to it. So what I have here are 2 feeders and a waterer. And I have 2 feeders because I don't like the chicks competing for food. I think that it helps with having chicks that have failure to thrive because they have 2 food sources, so anyone should get food. And as you can see with this food, I grind it up. You don't have to, but I think for chicks it makes it much easier for them to eat and they can absorb the nutrients in the food quicker. And with the water, I did add poultry cell, and sometimes I add the electrolytes for the chicks. I do this for a couple days just to get them started nice and healthy and help them with any stress that they have. I only add the poultry cell or electrolytes to their water for a couple days, but I do keep their food grinded for a couple weeks. Okay, so I literally just put these babies in here maybe 5 seconds ago. They've already found the food, and as I put them in, I dip their beaks in the water so they know where that's located. And then one thing I do is I keep the water and the food close to the heater, but not under it, but close to it. That way they don't have to go far away from their heat source. Just make sure you not put the water under the heater because you don't want to make the water warm, you know, warm and stagnant. So as you can see, they're already doing their thing, eating food, drinking water, happy, healthy, blue lace red wine dots, and I have some beautiful silkies in there as well. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know, and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see some more videos on how I raise my chicks and chickens. Thank you.